My name is Pepe Cabeza de Vaca. I'm the Assistant Chief of Staff for Commissioner David Fuentes, Hidalgo County Precinct 1.
Pepe, we are here today in San Juan at the Precinct 2 Community Center. There's been a forum put on by ARISE, 35 years now of operations, and they're working on the next strategic plan for the next 3 years. What interested you about today's event?
Everything. ARISE is a great organization. They give us a very good grasp of what the community needs. What they do, they go out, they check with the community what their needs are, depending on the zone, because not everybody have the same needs. So they identify in certain colonias or certain subdivisions what their needs are, and they communicate with us, so we see how we can help and make them a better quality of life.
Anything specific that you learned today that you're going to take back to David?
Well, pretty much is the whole thing that they're doing. They have different pillars, like they call it, education, infrastructure, health. We've been working with them in all of them, but knowing that they are having a plan for the next year is very good, because now we know what we can do to help them out.
So they really are effectively your eyes and ears on what's happening.
Oh, definitely,
in the community.
Definitely, yes. We've been working with them since Commissioner Fuentes took office, and that's about 6 years ago, more or less, and hand to hand. And when government and community work together, only good things happen.
So I asked the civic engagement director, the person that goes out to try to get the citizens to get interested in voting, playing their role in the voting process. And the lady was telling me how probably 65% of her work is in the colonias. So I asked her something we'd heard at the Hidalgo County Prosperity Task Force the other day, where they said there's 900 or more, 900 plus colonias in Hidalgo County. I said to the lady, can you believe that? And she said, absolutely. They're growing fast. They're growing fast north of Alamo. They're growing fast, where else? North of Edinburgh. Your reaction to that?
Donna, Westlaco, Edcal, Chelsea is growing everywhere. So the term colonias is from 1990 back, and then from then it's just subdivisions. So yeah, there's a lot of them. Actually, Hidalgo County Precinct 1 has 250 colonias, and then we have about 600 to 700 subdivisions, almost 1,000 subdivisions and colonias outside city limits that we have to help and take care of. And that's okay. At the end of the day, if they go ahead and organize and they tell us what their needs are and we are able to do it, we're going to do it. The thing is, sometimes they have specific things that we cannot do because we have a constraint of times, we have a constraint of people that works for us, only 8 hours a day, and budget. So everything falls down to that, but we always try to help as much as we can.
So of those colonias and subdivisions, you've given us the number. Any idea what the population size would be within those two sectors? Population.
In population-wise, I'm gonna venture to say about 150,000 people, more or less, because there's certain precincts in Hidalgo County that mostly of their population is inside city limits. So, they have to take care of a less population outside the city limits. But in the case of Precinct 1, we are reversed. There's more population outside city limits than inside city limits. Funny thing is, out of 22 cities in Hidalgo County Precinct 1 holds 11 of them. Half of the cities in Hidalgo County lies in Precinct 1.
And yet also you have most of the subdivisions and the colonias outside the city limits as well.
Yes, pretty
That's
much.
Strange.
We are the ones that carry the most. So the challenge is there because we get the same amount of budget and the rest of the things. Everything is by population, so I can understand it in a way, but the challenge is a lot greater in our end. But at the end of the day, ARISE, Proyecto Azteca, Lupe, those organizations are key for the development and for the well-being of the people living outside city limits.
I'm not sure if you were at the Futura RGV event the other day, which was focusing on the Prosperity Task Force, but one of the speakers there was Manny Vela, Vice President of Texas A&M, and he encouraged everybody to go and visit Colonia. He said the health concerns, the poverty, very extreme, a serious situation, no running water, in some cases no sewer, no electricity, etc. He painted a very bleak picture. Your analysis of that?
Yes, so what happened in the past, I'm going to say about the past, is that developers used to get a big chunk of land, pennies on the dollar, just put a street in the middle, from here to here is one lot, from here to here is another lot, with no infrastructure, no lights, no drainage, no nothing. So what happened? Well, they sell the lots, and then they handle the problem to the county. Because now we have to come in and solve those problems. A couple of years ago, there was a modern subdivision. But now, there's a minimum of things that the developers need to do in those subdivisions that they want to develop, so we don't have these kind of problems. So yeah, we are in the catch-up kind of thing. You know, we have a lot of colonias and a lot of subdivisions that were built like that we're trying to help with drainage and public lights and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot more that we need to catch up with, but we are getting there. It's going to take some time, but we're working on it.
Well, those are all the questions I had, Pepe. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, yes. I really like the approach from Prosperity Task Force, ARISE, that more than a handout to the community, it's a hand up. When we educate them about being productive and educating themselves, you know, and instead of waiting for the government to give them something, they are getting that help and they're building and they're becoming better citizens and better community. Everybody wins. That's the good way that our community is going to succeed.
Pepe, thank you so much for appearing here on behalf of David Fuentes to tell us what's happening in your precinct. We really appreciate the interview.
Thank you. Thank you for your time as well. Appreciate it.